And now here's a set of dreams that I really like. They're from Nathalie, and she asks if the dreams that she sent in, she really sends one, but then she sends in her comment, she sends 3 or 4 more dreams in the comment. And she even says, I feel like I sent you a novel. But she's wondering what her gifts are. And yes, absolutely, we can tell from these dreams what your gifts are. So I'll run through them and explain the gifts and what else I see in them. But I really like these dreams for whatever reason. Here we go. First one is called Flying House. She says, I'm outside, standing beside a highway. I'm alone, inside an invisible circle. I'm supposed to wait there. There's some snow on the ground. It's a winter kind of light. I am not cold. Okay, so just that first part tells us, well, from my channeling and what you will normally see in dreams, or I will say, if you have a history of isolation or being alone or feeling alone in your family, then it's a good indication that you're a counselor. You have a counseling ability. So that's gift number one. And Nathalie has a lot of gifts. Gift number one, you're a counselor. You need to work on issues around the heart, issues around mom, because that gift works through that energy, through feminine energy. You say there's snow on the ground, you're not cold. So the snow is also about a cold start to life. You're supposed to wait in the circle, not meant to mix. So again, keeping yourself separated from people, even though the circle you're in is invisible. So it's like, I keep myself separate, even though there's no real reason, physical reason for doing that. Anyway, you say you're not cold, so it is about being affected by the cold. We always do the opposite in a dream, or not always, but generally will. So you say there's some activity, cars around the highway, but I'm not involved. So that not being involved is also like being alone, like being stepped back. And that's what makes a counselor really good at what they do. They've gone through life feeling separate, feeling isolated from everybody else. And so they analyze, they're always looking at life from the outside, right from the start. And so that's you. That's why you have that ability. It's a huge sacrifice to make to get that ability. Anyway, you say, all of a sudden, there's a house flying above me. It's two-tone terracotta, peachish color. So peach is another color that, or is a color that on its own tells us you're a counselor. It's a mix of pink and green. So there's no question about you having a counseling ability. You've got all the hallmarks earlier in the dream, and now you've got a peach color. So anyway, this house is flying above you. It's small. There are no windows. Looks more like a small Taco Bell shop than a house. But I know it's a house. Well, a Taco Bell shop is where people can get food. So that's going to tell us something. It basically tells us that you're a healer, because food is what our body needs. It's the energy our body needs. We get our energy from the food. So you're a healer, a hands-on healer, that is. But not just hands-on. Let's continue, because the house is flying. Let's continue on. A voice behind me tells me it's so-and-so from town. Told me the name, but I forget. It's a local family that I don't know in the dream or in real life. They've taken up flying food deliveries in their house during the pandemic. Ingenious. Okay, so flying food delivery. So I said food is about healing, hands-on healing. That's where you channel energy through your body, out through your hands into your client. And you do it in person with people. But you can also fly the house and deliver food through this flying house. So it says you have the ability to heal people from a distance. You can project your mind, project your healing onto them. It's a masculine energy, whether it's done from a distance or done in person. So really cool. That's gift number 2 and 3, because they're both different. Hands-on healing in person and the ability to heal people with the power of your mind. You say after ingenious, but then the house arcs and falls from the sky. It lands on its side intact in the yard of a small farmhouse across the highway. I don't pay attention to the house there. It's a normal highway farmhouse. There is one tree in the yard and 2 or 3 pale blonde horses with white halters grazing in the yard. So there we go. Horses. You look at my book, you'll see horses are also about hands-on healing. So it's really cool how you have the food delivery and the horses in the same dream, making it absolutely clear. Now you say they have white halters, so that means it's again like the snow is white. You're hard on yourself, and that comes from one of your parents who've been really hard on you. So you need to work on healing the issues around that parent, because it causes you to to set the bar too high on yourself and really beat yourself up when it comes to trying to do things. I like the color of the horses, the pale blonde. You pull out your cell phone and to call 911. So you're a channel. We know you're a channel because you hear a voice behind you in the earlier part of the dream. So that, what is that? Gift number 4, the ability to channel. But you pull out your cell phone. It's another symbol for that, for channeling, to call 911. But I remember I am somewhere else and they have a different emergency number here and I don't know it. So this is something is blocking your channeling ability. Of course you can channel. You probably do it unawares, but to do it consciously, there's something that's blocking you. You say, I start running towards the farmhouse, even though I'm not supposed to leave my circle. So again, this is influence from family influences that say, you know, stay in your lane or stay in your circle, but keep to yourself. Don't bother other people. But you need to get out of that, and you do in the dream, which is nice. Others are running towards it to help too. Lots of people in the yard, kids running and laughing. So that kids running and laughing is a healing device in the dream. And you have used this, like you say, there's 2 or 3 pale horses. So the issues you need to work on are from that age, 2 or 3. Childhood, early childhood anyway. You say some adults are wearing rubber boots and talking on their cell phones as they walk around. So again, you have the ability to communicate, special communication ability because of the phone, communicate with your guides. No damage, no one is hurt. Well, that's never true. You were hurt, you were damaged, but the dream is doing the opposite to heal it. And as you say, it looks like all are having fun. So did you have fun in childhood? Usually when we see this in a dream, it's put there because that is not how it felt to you. You say there's about 6 adults, so again, that's an age. I think they live there and are motioning for others to help keep away by making cross signs with their arms in front of their bodies or by swiping their hand in front of their throat, the classic cut it out sign. So again, this is going to be the influence you got from adults in childhood, being told to stay away and stop talking and don't want to hear it from your point of view, etc., etc. It's all there in this dream. So the classic cut it out sign to indicate to stop calling the emergency services. So this influence is impacting your ability to talk to your guides. So work on that. You say everyone is fine, no need. Those 6 adults are more or less in a loose circle, each facing outside to communicate with the onlookers. The woman facing me has long blonde hair, wears roundish glasses, and has a long, dull blue dress. She is plain, muted colours. She's crossing her arms at me to stay away. I get the impression it's getting too crowded. They don't want more people on the scene. Okay, so again, it's about you in childhood because there's children there. We see the 2 and 3 and so on. We see the 6. And we see the roundish glasses. So you have clairvoyance. You have 2 ways of communicating with your guides. One is telepathically because that's what the phone represents, where you get thoughts impressed on your mind. And the other is through images because of the glasses. And you need to work on issues, I would say, with mom, because we have here in this dream a woman facing you with long blonde hair. So that means mom is the one you have to face in order to get in touch with your guides. And because mom has dulled things. You talk about it being a dull blue dress. Blue is a good color in a dream usually. It's about spiritual expression and your philosophy of life. So it's been impacted by mom. And you say she's plain and has muted colors. So not really good. Anyway, so we see they're your gifts. I think I've listed 4. And then I'm going to very quickly look at another one of your dreams, just because there's a funny part in it. You say, in another dream in the same night, I land in Portugal and run into Leonardo DiCaprio wearing a baby blue suit. So Portugal is about healing. You're a healer because of the sun. It's a very hot country. Leonardo DiCaprio is about your channeling ability because he's an actor. You say, I don't bother saying hi because I only recognize right after I passed him. So again, this not being bothered, this holding yourself back, you got to do that. You got to connect with your channeling ability because that's what he represents. I passed him and I'm also carrying a pet rooster. This is why I wanted to do this dream. Who carries a pet rooster? Even in a dream, it's mad. I'm looking after it for Michael Sandler from Inspire Nation. I had to look that up. And Inspire Nation is about getting in touch with angels and archangels and so on. So this is really good if that's what you're into, because this indicates you have that ability. You say you have the rooster is in a pet carrier and your bag and coat over your arm and you can't be bothered. So you need to be bothered. You need to make this connection be able to channel. You say, I forgot to book a hotel, but I've been here before and I know what to do, so no panic. And if the rooster crows in the hotel, I'll just say it's my phone ringtone. I get the groceries, but only get seeds for the rooster. The store manager asks if I need help, but I say no, I don't really need anything. I'm excited to have the rooster with me, and I can't wait to get a room so I can let him out of the cage. I haven't seen him in the dream, but I hear him, and I know he's in the pet carrier. I'm looking at the time. I think we'll be able to get through it. So what else have we got here? You're offered help and you say no, there's no need and everything's okay. So that is not true. It means that you've either been influenced by somebody who put on a pretense that they were all okay when they weren't okay, and you've copied that. So you need to ask for help. Ask for help from your guides. Like you didn't go back to Leonardo DiCaprio. You don't help at the farmhouse and so on, even though you want to do. So it's always about being held back. So you need to do that. But the rooster in the cage. So the rooster in the cage, that symbolizes that you brought something this time in your life to make sure that you wake up. And by wake up, it's wake up to your spiritual nature. So that's what the rooster symbolizes, but you have something with you that at some point is guaranteeing that you're going to wake up to the spiritual being that you are and your spiritual gifts, of which you've got many, as you can see from this dream. So I really, really like it. I asked, does the rooster mean you're going to help other people wake up? And they say no. And it's not that you're not going to do that, but you didn't come here specifically for that. You came here to channel, to heal, help people heal, and so on and so on. And you have this from birth because you go into a hotel with the rooster. So you brought that with you, that gift with you. It also, because it's a bird, it symbolizes your spiritual goals, because that's what birds symbolize. That they're contained or restrained, and you need to get that out of the cage, really. What else do you say? I feel its weight carrying it. He's healthy, he's happy, he's calm. The grocery store has a small hotel room I'm allowed to use briefly to wash up and so on. Anyway, we're out of time, but definitely it's about birth and it's about you kicking all this off. Love your dreams. Thanks for sending them in, Nathalie. Thank you for watching this clip from the Dream Interpretation Podcast. If you want to hear the whole show, there's a link directly under this video. Please like and share with your friends, all of your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast at thedreaminterpretationpodcast.com. That's also where you can submit your dream to the show and have yours featured. You can also download my free dictionary that has thousands of symbols that will help you understand the meaning of your dreams. Thanks for listening.